Imagine there's this unconscious fear. If you live in your highest potential and dedicated yourself, I'm going to do this work because you can't escape your calling. There's a blueprint. You were born into a dysfunctional family to break these generational curses, and God gave you the strengths and the frequency to do it, and the intuition, your awareness, your abilities. There's a reason why God gifted you these abilities to break these generational curses. Is it easy? No, it's not. Can you escape it? No, you can't.
Let's talk about that for a minute regarding energy. Have you ever wondered what energy really is and how you use it? There is so much information out there today in the spiritual world, in the science world, and everything in between. Today, we are going to touch on that with one of my favorite energy masters, returning guest Fatih Turan. Fatih, welcome to the show.
Hi, Catherine. How are you?
I'm great, and I'm so excited to talk to you today about this topic. Let's dive in. Where do you want to start about energy? Because it is a big topic. Where is it most important for you to talk about how we break it down and using it optimally or mastering it for ourselves?
Yes, we talked last interview about that I lived in China and studied martial arts, Tai Chi and Qigong. It was in 2006 where I learned about energy, how to use it. And Qigong is, I would say, the grandfather of energy healing, energy modalities. What I learned in China was there are two main energy sources where we receive energy. So one is cosmic energy, which enters to the top of our head, called acupressure point, it's called Bai Huin, traditional Chinese medicine, and two energy points beneath our feet, the kidney meridians. So the earth energy enters through our feet, and the cosmic energy enters to the top of our head, and they both meet in the center below the belly button. It's a energy pot called Dantian, and they start to circle into each other, and this circulation is the yin meets yang. And it starts to circle non-stop. It never ends. It never stops continuously. And this circulation creates energy, qi. And out of this dantian, all the energy is been spread out through the meridians. 12 on the left side, 12 on the right side. So completely it's 24 meridians. And this energy is looking for an outlet. It wants to be expressed. That's now the part where we have millions of options. I could use this energy as a man, going to the gym, pumping iron. I use the energy in a masculine way. After the gym, I meditate. I use the same energy in a feminine way. So it's my choice how I take advantage of this energy. I could use this energy in a masculine, productive, positive way. Construction work, landscaping, building walls. Or I can use it in a productive, positive, feminine way as a man. So in my creativity, I could paint or do something that is more feminine. You can use this energy in a negative, masculine, destructive way by destroying things. Or you could use this energy in a negative, destructive, feminine way. We have millions of options. You could manifest with this energy. You could create with this energy. It is in our hands how we take advantage of this energy and how we use it.
So it sounds like, from what you said, and in this tradition, like in many others, we have a choice with how we use our energy. When I work with people, I find that we're on autopilot and think we always just have to do something a certain way or that's it. But we really do have a choice if we stop and pause. And like you said, we can use the energy constructively or destructively based on our intention. How does a person, if they are not maybe using the energy the way they desire, how does one begin to shift or become aware on that it's even possible to use energy in a different way?
Let's say you want to create something, but you get triggered. It's like the energy doesn't flow, right? You want to do something. So that is connected. It's could be a belief
Mm-hmm.
which we inherit. It could be emotional blockage.
Okay.
It could be many things. So if you decide, as Catherine, I'm going to create something, and you start and you get triggered and you get angry, and then, oh my God, it's like I can't progress. So that's the point where we sit down, breathe, reflect, and look within. Where is the root cause of this trigger? Is it connected
Mm.
to maybe energy blockage, a creative blockage, a belief? Am I going to be judged when I create a painting and put it out publicly? So there's all these beliefs and blocked emotions, and that's where the healing starts. We can transform and transcend these energies, and that will open the channels.
Okay.
Mm.
That's awesome because when you talk about energy, it makes me think of that Einstein quote: energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be transformed. This
Yes.
process of shifting that you're talking about is about really awareness. And before we started recording, we talked a little bit about parents and family of origin. I have to say, as I'm listening to you talk, I'm staying with my family. My father is 81 and he's not aware. He's highly triggered and using the energy in not so healthy of ways, let's say. But I find that being here, even though I'm in a healthier place and I've done a lot of work, there's a part of me that's still triggered. I'm not acting out like I might have when I was younger, but I can feel it in my body. So, is someone ever able to fully move beyond the triggers? Or do they never happen, or will they still happen? And it's how we address it. Do you have any thoughts on this?
One day he will be gone. When he's gone for good. He's not going to come back.
Right.
Yeah, I just thought about it. Thought about my dad is 75 and he's still fit. Okay, but I want to spend as much time with them, but I want to be as much as possible away from them. So it's not going to work out.
So, do you get triggered as well by your parents
Big
sometimes, even though you've mastered energy in so many ways?
parents are also a reflection. Think about when you look at your dad and he triggers you, ask yourself, what does my dad trigger within me? What is that within myself that my dad triggers? Because when he's gone, someone else is going to trigger the same spot,
Huh. Yeah.
right? So before you try to spiritual bypass and create all this illusionary woo-woo stuff, just sit down and, okay, what is that within myself? What does that my dad trigger within me? And that's where I would say ancestral work comes in, from my opinion, because parents is the root cause, and then through your parents it goes into your ancestral lineage. A woman could reflect something from your dad back at you. He could trigger something. Gender, it does not matter. It's their energy. God is putting these mirrors in front of us, and all of a sudden, God, what is that? And all the root cause leads us back to our parents and then into ancestral lineage.
Mm.
It's a tricky situation because I lived for a very long time away alone in Canada and China. And when I came back to visit them, I was happy to see them, but I know, give them 3 days, I'm going to be triggered again.
Oh, so here's a case for know thyself, right? Know what your boundaries are, know what your energy is. What do you do in a situation like that? You personally, as a healer, if they're going to trigger you in 3 days, do you have practices that you do where you would still stay at length?
I wake up early morning before they wake up. I go
Huh.
to the gym. So, gym is my breakfast for the
Okay.
day. Then I come back, spend time by myself, and then have lunch with them. And it starts already because no matter how old you are, you're still a child in your dad's eyes, a baby.
Yeah.
And that's triggering because they look at you and it's like their energy affects you somehow
Hmm.
because you are the grown woman, but they look at you as a child and you can feel this energy. It's like they're trying to suppress you again.
Hmm.
So how do I deal with that? I spend as much time outside in nature,
Okay.
have lunch, dinner, have a small chat, tea, coffee, and do my own task. I said,
Okay.
sneak away.
So it sounds like you focus on yourself both practically and energetically. You do
Yes,
real world things that are important that ground you, and you also do energy stuff or the gym that also supports your energy. So I think that's
definitely.
important because when I work with people, sometimes it's one or the other. It's just being in the material world or just in the energy world. And we're both, right? So doing both things can really be useful. I want to pull on one thread that you said, though, about triggers and energy. We mentioned my father. You might meet people in the world that will trigger you, but it could be a woman who has that same energy. Can you expand upon that for people that might not understand how we have both of these energies in us, that it's not just a man that would be triggering me because of my father or father figure? It could also be a woman who carries a similar energy.
Yes. I look at people right now as a reflection, not gender. That's a man, that's a woman. But if you do this work for 2 decades now, and intense, I did intense work on this. When you become aware of these things, a woman could represent your dad.
Okay.
Gender does not matter. It's their energy.
Mm-hmm.
They're reflecting our core issue back at us. So reflection is an art.
Okay.
Learn how to reflect, because if you reflect, there's something that you accept in this moment.
Okay.
I'm not going to push it away,
Mm-hmm.
because when you push it, what you resist persists. It will come back.
It does.
But really sit in this pain, breathe through it, and then do whatever's necessary to look within yourself with a guide, a healer, a shaman, and tell them, okay, this woman triggers something within me. I want to find the core issue and I want to change it.
Okay.
And that's the process I do right now for the past, I would say, 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with a shaman. I'm still working with her
Okay.
since 2018. But some of these triggers, Catherine, are so intense. It brings a person into a boiling point. You don't think about reflecting anymore, but some individuals can reflect our deepest, darkest spots within us, and we don't
Mm-hmm.
want to look at it. No, I
Right.
don't. That's not my behavior. I'm not. Yes, you are. Otherwise, this person wouldn't show up. That's the shadow work.
Mm-hmm.
And a man could reflect something about your mother back.
Okay. So works or the inverse
Yes,
as well.
it's not gender related, it's energy.
So how does someone know a, or read the energy if they're not trained? Like you're very trained, you've been studying it for decades. I think some people intuitively know, but how can someone tell if it's energetic?
It's all energetic. What do you mean by this question?
I agree with you. Everything is energy, right? But there are some people that I talk to out in the world, they don't understand what I mean by energy or how it's an energetic dance or mirror or trigger. Are there words that you can put around it to help people who are curious understand what the energy might feel like in their body or how it shows up?
Oh, yeah. It will cause definitely upper back and neck pain. Stomach will hurt, lower back, and you get agitated. It's like you lose your grounding,
Mm,
get intensely angry. And I witnessed it because you're a healer,
hmm.
Catherine. And when you walk around in the city or wherever you are, people going to stare at you.
Hmm.
That's the aura. And you're going to trigger a few people and they're going to stare at you. It's like they want to, demolish you with their eyes.
Yeah.
And these are the people you should be careful, because some of these people don't have a conscious. They are in their animal instincts. They will attack. They don't have self-control.
I agree. I think predators instinctually use energy. They don't talk about it in this language, but they sense it, they feel it, they can sniff it out
Yes.
and target people that are easier for them because of that.
Yeah. Now I know if I trigger someone and they want to say something, I remain totally silent, like quiet. I know what's going on. So what do? I walk around, go to another, take a different path. I don't need to confront everyone. Especially when you're a good healer, you will reflect their inner child back at them. And many people have inner child wounds, like almost everyone. And there it triggers their traumas. They just move into this fight or flight instantly because it's too intense for them to deal with it. That's why doing daily practices bring awareness into your body. One of the reasons why healers are so often in isolation is that they can't be in public places.
Yeah. I do
And
wonder when I'm
every
isolated.
healer would agree with that. It's like you go out, you have people who have psychopathic tendencies or the dark narcissistic stuff. They hate when they see their own reflection in other people. They just want to destroy it.
Right. So how does
These
someone protect their energy from people like that? Do you have a tip or what someone could do where they're not engaging with that person, but what can a person do for themselves to really strengthen or protect?
continuously learn how to belly breathe.
What is that for people that don't know? What is belly breathing?
Belly breathing is you breathe deep into your belly,
Okay.
practice it on a daily basis, put something heavy on your stomach, low part, and just create a new muscle memory and a new habit and pattern while you do that.
Hmm.
It is important that you're totally calm and relaxed throughout the day. And Catherine, you can't hide. It's like, who was it? Dolores Cannon said, go into the public, go into chaos, like Mahatma Gandhi, bring light into that darkness. But if you do that by force, you're going to get in trouble, right? Let's say big leader, Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, they were all killed or jailed. It's because they have a high frequency and they have so much faith and courage. They want to bring change into the world and they dedicated their life to it. Now, let's go further. A life of a prophet, the prophets have the highest frequency.
Okay.
And like Prophet Jonah, who tried to escape from his mission, was caught by a whale and brought back to its purpose. So God is pulling on you to
Okay.
bring you back to your purpose. I created you with this frequency as a prophet, as a messenger, to go out into this village or city and deliver my words. So if you have a higher calling, and many people have it, many are
Many are
many,
called, few chosen.
it's a heavy task.
It is.
Every prophet was attacked and they tried to kill them. Now imagine there's this unconscious fear. If you live in your highest potential and dedicated yourself, I'm going to do this work because you can't escape your calling.
Mhm.
It's like there's a blueprint. You were born into a dysfunctional family to break these generational curses, and God gave you the strengths and the frequency to do it, and the intuition, your awareness, your abilities. There's a reason why God gifted you these abilities to break these generational curses. Is it easy? No, it's not. But can you escape it? No, you can't. It's
Let's talk about that for a minute regarding energy. So you said everybody has an energy blueprint, and we hear this out there. And some
yes,
people's blueprint is, if I'm understanding this correctly, to bring more light to the planet, to break generational or family curses,
yes,
and they can't escape it. I find there are a lot of people trying to escape or escape. Maybe that's not their calling then, but of like drugs, alcohol, addictions, whatever. You're saying that someone whose mission came to break this stuff cannot escape it.
Impossible.
Well, expand on that, because I'm like,
Okay.
I'm sure there's people listening being like, okay, yeah, he's not.
It's like you're rejecting yourself.
Yeah.
Your soul knows, but the mind is like afraid because the mind is
Oh, yeah.
designed to keep you safe.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the soul is way more powerful. So, and you will know by yourself, for yourself, am I spiritually bypassing now? It's in the back of your mind. Oh my God, I know I should do this, but maybe there's another way I can spiritual bypass without taking responsibility. And the spiritual community is full of it.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about that one day in depth.
Yeah. So coming back to a question, can you protect yourself was one of them. I couldn't answer
Yeah.
that. I know you can't protect yourself.
You can't fully. So
No.
energy is always coming at us. Because I remember years and years ago when I learned about energy protections, like put up your shield, put up your bubble. I'm hearing you say you can't fully protect yourself. So the energy is always going to come at you. And your mission is also going to resurface itself if you try to get away from it. So
Yes.
if we have all these energies coming at us and we are in a state of overwhelm or confusion or doing things that are not on our path, what do we do? How do we show up? How do we shift? Or how do we even know if we're in our following our
We
blueprint?
in the beginning we don't know. I became aware of it. I was interested in shamanic stuff because it was part of my Turkish history.
Okay.
It was part of Turkish history. But later on, I was chasing acting and stunts and fighting and all this stuff. But that led me to China. And in China, I became aware of it. I said, oh my God, that's that is what's happening. And then it's like you're tumbling through this process. You fall down, you stand up, you fall down, you stand up. That is the process. It takes sometimes decades for a person to grasp it. Even when you grasp it, there's still like you learning to walk again, but in a different, more aware, more conscious. And the more you awaken, it's like, oh my God, I was surrounded by all these energy. How did I make it through? Well, the God, I believe in God. I'm
Mhm.
Muslim. And it's like God is protecting you, the
Okay.
angels protecting you, and they guiding you through this process. And then when you come to a point where you say, okay, I'm going to learn to meditate, I'm going to learn to clear my energy, different techniques. I'm going to yoga or qigong or tai chi to keep everything flowing, but there will be something that try to knock us off our path. And that's where the shadow work comes in.
Is it an energy that's knocking us off our path, or is it just a mindset, or could it be many different things?
Our mind tried to hold us back, and the universe is trying to push us. I learned that from a Sufi master. He said, the universe is pushing you. Wake up, do take responsibility. You fall down, you stand up, and then you take responsibility. And whatever challenge comes, you push through. There's different kind of people when they take their spirituality serious. It's like you can see it, you can see it in their eyes. They're dedicated. And through this dedication, they go through this process to this dark tunnel and then slowly that's how it works. So the first steps is unknown, unconscious, is afraid. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
What kind of part is within myself that I'm going to discover after I walk through the tunnel? And you realize so much about yourself. There is no 100% structure to it. You just do it.
You
You know,
just follow the flow.
not the flow, but there was a German author, I like Germans. He said, if you want to find the spring, you have to swim against the current. I said, yes. It's a resistance, and that gives you power. Like Frodo in The Lord of Rings, when he was climbing Mount Mordor, he said, it's getting heavier. So the closer you get, more difficult it's going to get. And then we dig even deeper within us to find any meaning, any purpose that keeps this objective alive. No matter what happens, the scars, the wounded heel, I'm going to climb up that mountain no matter what happens.
What makes some people more persistent to continue climbing the mountain when they've been knocked down or the universe is pushing you off the cliff? Some people give up and some people are like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Is it an energy? Why are some people affected differently? What do you think?
You choose to find the truth. It's like when you give up on everything. You have watched The Matrix. I give movies as actors as an example because I'm an actor. And when Keanu Reeves, the Neo in The Matrix said he's knocked down and he stands up and the guy says, "Why did you persist? Why?" He said, "Because I choose to. I want to experience life, what it means to be human. And the challenge gives us strengths. I want to know what's going on. I want to know this beast within myself, what it's capable of. I want to take control of this beast." Jordan Peterson talked a lot about it. It's first your shadow, this beast is like a wild Mustang. It's a challenge for a cowboy to tame it when they're fighting for weeks and months
Mhm.
because it gives them a purpose to do something. I get so agitated, so energetic right now when I talk about it.
I can tell.
It's so we need the challenge. And
Okay.
the challenge is who's the real Catherine? What is she capable of? Let's
Oh,
push her. Let's
don't
push
turn
her.
this around on
Oh,
me. No, we're talking about other
no,
people. No, I know.
yeah,
I'm teasing. Yeah, we've talked about this before. It's like getting to the root of who we really are. Or
yes.
what is that real blueprint that I came in with? What is my mission, my purpose? Why am I here? And it's different for everyone, right? Not everybody's here to do what we do. But how do we start to peel back the layers of the blueprint? And it's fun to watch you talk about the challenge and the energy of it because you can sense that energy coursing through you as you talk about it. So I really appreciate that. And I want to ask this question. Is that the masculine energy we were talking before we recorded about the masculine and feminine energies, or is that just energy, pure life?
I would say this as a woman, your objective, the will to get there, you use the energy in a masculine way. You push through.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you use the energy in a masculine way.
Mm-hmm.
So, but sometimes you need to relax.
Right.
You Sometimes you need to sit down and use the energy in a feminine way. It's like you reserve your energy. That's where the feminine energy comes in. It's very important,
Okay.
this deep relaxation.
So it's both. It's not always charging ahead and forcing and doing the battle or the challenge.
For the battle, you use it in a masculine way.
Right. But then there's a time to
Relax.
relax, regardless
Relax.
of who you are, right? Like,
Yes. Male, female, you need to relax, breathing. And this relaxation is a feminine attribute, it's a feminine quality. And it brings healing a lot. Because when you use the energy in a feminine way, you relax deeply within yourself. And then you get into the traumas, and the traumas get triggered and they arise.
mhm.
And when they arise, most of us run away. I don't want to feel it.
A lot of people around me don't want to feel what's going on.
It requires so much vulnerability and letting go of control. When they come out, it's like, poof, I feel much better. I should have done it years ago. You know, some people go nuts when they're 60, 70. I should have done it 30 years ago. So, really using the energy in a feminine way and just relax. When you get triggered by someone, when you get triggered, it's like sit in this trigger and feel the pain. Just feel it and allow it to come out and release. Otherwise, someone else going to trigger you again, 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 and we are trapped in a karmic cycle. And people say, I don't know how to get out of it. Well, look at the root cause.
Ooh.
And that's where I'm guiding people to the absolute root cause and change it there. My work is a bit intense for people, Catherine, because I don't spiritual bypass. I tell them what is,
I was thinking of you earlier today. I've done a few sessions with you. It was the psychic surgery when we were working on my third chakra on the will. We opened the door and got everybody out. I've been going the last few days every day to the woods and where the water flows down to ground myself. I was by the water and I was doing that. I'm like, get out of my third chakra. I was pushing them out, thinking of you and your work and about not bypassing
Yes,
doing it. Like,
spiritual bypassing, it's taken advantage of the client's vulnerability.
mhm,
And that is narcissistic when a healer does it. You book the session, you're vulnerable, you want to heal, but the healer doesn't guide you. It's
right.
it's like overlap.
So if someone's looking for a healer or looking to maybe take their evolution, their healing, personal growth, however you want to call it, to the next level, what might you suggest they look for in a good healer, a grounded healer? Are there any attributes?
It's an energetic thing, and I believe there are soul contracts that bring the client and the healer together at a
Mm,
certain point.
okay.
I believe that same happened to me with the shaman from California. And she said, when the student is ready, the master appears.
Hmm.
I believe that. And when the student is really ready, the master disappears. So I know I'm with Ariane working for 7 years. It's like this 7 year cycle. So
Hmm.
there's within me, I don't want to disconnect, but the disconnection is also moving on. And that is the sad part when you're not disconnecting, like you can still write email, but it's
Right.
like when something is done, it's done.
Yeah.
I know that my time with the shaman right now, it has ended,
Okay.
but I still try to find something within me to keep connected with her because she's great, but I can't. It's done. We should be aware of it. When something is done, it's done.
We move on, but some of us
And that,
energetically hold on.
yes, that's why it's like these endings, it's painful because it will trigger within every empath, every healer, the abandonment wound of being alone. And then you have to take more responsibility. How do you create your life? And earlier or later, you become the teacher and the guide, and there's no one in front of you,
Right.
just God. And you become the channel for God.
Right.
But when you see real shamans, wow, they're in their power. You can feel it. And there's no one above him except the creator. So these are the small prophets, I would say, who are spread around the globe. In every
Mhm.
culture, there's this one medicine man or one medicine woman. In the past, also in our village, there was this elderly woman. She was 70. She was actually the one, everyone in the village was running to her. If you have any issue, go to Madame. And
Mm.
when she passed away, Catherine, as if the light from the village vanished. It's
Oh,
something just
wow.
fell
Wow.
apart.
Mm.
Do you know how much power a person has? Like to influence
Okay.
millions of people?
And that's a huge community. But as you spoke, to bring it down to family, it made me think of my father's mother, who we all got together, the extended family at Christmas. But when she died, it all dispersed, just like
The
your
family fell.
smaller scale, but same idea, like that one person holding it together and then gone.
It was her feminine energy, that nurturing energy that brings so much light into communities and families. This one lady, this one woman,
Beautiful.
you know, that's why Islam is teaching us the gates of heaven lies beneath the feet of mothers.
Okay.
Your mother is the most important person on your spiritual journey.
Mhm. So let me ask you one question because we're going to wrap this episode in a minute.
Yeah.
If your mother's the most important person on your spiritual journey,
Yes.
and people are triggered by their mothers or the energy that in other people that represent their mothers, do you believe that everyone should make peace with their past or their mother, or
Instead of making peace, I would say look at the triggers and change them. Then peace comes by itself.
what would be a first step to start? Is it similar to what we've already talked
It's
about?
first accept your mother for who she is. Doesn't matter
Right.
what kind of person she is. She could be alcoholic, she could be drug addict, she could be a prostitute, she could be violent, would have abandoned you, beaten you up, and some cases are severe. It was difficult to accept my mother. And then I think about other people, what they have experienced. It's absolute horror. So
Mm,
if I tell them, look, accept it carefully, think about the bigger picture. You were born through your mother for a purpose. First, accept your mother for who she is. Don't try to change her. You can't change her.
right.
Impossible. So what do? I change something within myself that she triggers. If I try to run away, I'm going to attract women who will reflect my mother back at me.
Mm.
There's no way to run away. It feels like you are trapped. Oh my God. And you have to go inward. Adyashanti said it in a beautiful way. Let yourself be caught entirely, and then you are free. It's like we are running away from being trapped, you
That's
know?
beautiful.
That
Scary,
liberates.
but beautiful. And so, in the realm of energy, just let yourself be caught or held by all the energy. I interpret that to say the only way out is through. Just be with it and move through. So, Fatih, if somebody wants to work with you or resonates with you, how can they find you?
Webpage,
Okay.
Turan, therapy.com. That's my webpage. Or on Instagram, The Healing Artist's Way. If they're on Clubhouse, Medical Intuitive, which will lead to the link to my webpage.
I'll put some of the links in the show notes and in the copy below the video. If Fatih sparked your interest, you're curious, you want to know more about him, you can find him there, reach out to him. And also check out our first episode that we did together. We talked about ancestral healing and we dove into some of this. Fatih also shared a lot about his background, what led him to healing, and some of the work he's done in more in depth. Check all that out. And come visit us again. We have a bunch of conversations lined up for you. I'm really excited to uncover narcissism and
Entities, mental
oh,
illness, borderline personality disorder, because people don't know what's happening behind the scene in the unseen world. We want to talk about miscarriages.
that one's near and dear to my heart as someone who's miscarried and knows many women that have. Just join us. If you resonated with this video or you're curious, hit the subscribe button, share it with a friend who it might resonate. Fatih, thank you for talking to me today about energy. I so appreciate your time and our viewers' time, energy, and presence, and we'll see you in the next video.